socialist government runs things, is what that is trying to argue.
But there's plenty of examples of socialist governments that do it way more efficiently and where everybody is covered. But you won't concede that point.
So the thing that we disagree on is that healthcare is run so much better and the wait times are, just fine, If you have a broken bone in Canada, it's literally like a 3-week wait just to get an x-ray on it.
Where do you get that evidence
From Canada.
Okay, I lived in the Netherlands.
Okay.
I was on, there's no fucking such thing as a three-week waiting list for a broken. They had a local doctor that I went to and could just knock on their door and they saw me immediately in the neighborhood. Where do you get this information? Because from everything that you're telling me, because I've researched this, like
Right.
I teach you.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
I know what all the evidence says.
Right.
You're spouting like rhetorical bullshit
Okay.
that you're pulling out of your ass.
I'm literally not. You can look this up. Like, you literally can go
Where?
find this.
What's your sources? What's your
I can
evidence?
find it right now, man. Like, I don't know why you're coming. We're literally just a student org on campus. I don't know why you're
But
coming
you're a
up
dumb
and-
student organization that's peddling bullshit.
Then don't
Big
come.
government scares?
Then don't come.
Big government scares.
Then don't come.
Big government scares.
Then don't come.
What's the point of this message?
The big government scares. What's hard to understand about that?
A lot.
So we support.
Because you're
we support the Second
big government scares.
I'm trying to tell you
Scares
what's scary
what?
about it. I'm literally trying to tell you what's scary about it. So one of the things that we support is the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, right? And so
Why are you displacing to the right to bear arms? What the fuck does that have to do
because
with
you
your
asked me
argument?
why big government scares, and I'm literally telling you.
All right, let's
and
talk
you
about
just
the
don't
Second
care.
Amendment. Let's talk about the Second Amendment. No, you're ignorant.
You said, why does big government scares? So I try to tell you why we think big government scares.
You
You're
can't
like,
tell
why
me.
are you saying
You
this?
are coming out here and propagating this propaganda, right? You don't have any fucking evidence. I push you on it, and you're like, oh, let me look at my phone real quick.
You said, why does big
You
government
don't.
scares? You said,
you
what
have,
does this mean?
You just have
literally
empty
said-
talking points.
You literally said,
you don't have evidence.
You're not even letting me speak. You said, you said big government scares. What does this mean? I said, so what we say by big government scares is that we support the Second Amendment. And then you said, oh, why are you talking about the Second Amendment? You don't care what I have to say.
We were talking about healthcare, so it apply it to healthcare.
I'm talking about this poster, and you're talking about this poster, and it's like, dude, they don't all mean the same thing. It's not all. We're not healthcare. We're not an
You're
organization
peddling it
founded
as
on
all the
healthcare.
same thing.
No, we're not an organization founded on healthcare.
And if you want
man.
more
We have
information
other
on the student board,
interests.
this is
What are you
it.
doing? Thank you.
And if you want to get
Let's talk
involved,
about
you
the
fill out one
Second
of these
Amendment.
cards.
Let's talk about the Second Amendment.
And if you have
What
any more
about it?
questions,
You have an unlimited right to bear arms. That's what the Second Amendment guarantees you.
If you're talking about
So
your
you
Rand
should have
Paul
rocket
politics,
launchers.
people should. I'm not a Rand Paul. Like, we shouldn't have any regulation on the right to bear arms. That's
Okay,
not
what's
what
your argument?
Dude, I'm just like, so one of the things that is being proposed a lot is just to ban all semi-automatic weapons. I don't
Yes.
think so. I don't think that's realistic because like over 90% of firearms are semi-automatic weapons.
That'd be a good idea to get that amount of guns out of people's hands.
I disagree
Why?
because I think that.
Why do you need a semi-automatic? Why do you need an assault rifle to defend yourself?
Because
It's
because
even
of the
a
people
law-
because-
that have illegal weapons.
So I think
'Cause what?
So I think the first thing is everybody. Oh, it's about hunting and it's about protecting, from an intruder, and that's not what the Second Amendment was there for. It was written to protect from a tyrannical government that has happened numerous times in
That
in
was
the history
200
of the
years
world.
ago when we didn't have an army,
Well,
right?
we
So they needed to arm the populace.
yes,
It's not
but that's not who it
1776.
was written for. You're right, and so that's why we have made regulations on what should and shouldn't be owned.
They didn't
We
have
can't just run a
semi-automatic
tank through.
weapons back then.
So it's just for
Every
muskets
country that's
and-
banned semi-automatic weapons, they don't have mass shootings. Do
See-
you not see the statistics?
Well, the problem is that those countries don't have the same population and gun ownership that we do, and so I think
because ours is out of control.
Well, so I think part of the problem is if you have this like mandatory gun buyback, so we don't have a gun registry like a lot of those countries did. They know who had guns
Which would be a
specifically.
really good idea to have.
Okay, but we don't. So if you're talking about let's just do a mandatory buyback, we don't know who has guns. We don't know who. So are we just going to go door to door, send police through people's homes, and like look for guns? the people who are willing to give up guns
No,
are one
gun
thing.
buyback would be that
Criminals,
you turn in your weapon because
right?
it's
But
illegal
like
to
for
have it.
people, okay, so for law-abiding citizens to do that, great. For the people that are planning on like I don't know, like all the gangs, the people who want to commit mass shootings, they're just going to turn in their guns.
That's why we have police.
Okay, we have police now, and it's not stopping them. So like, what's a mandatory buyback going to do to stop it?
Okay.
We already have police, and like the response times are insane to try and stop these people. And then you see what happened in Florida. The police never even went into the school. They just
Because
said,
they
"Yeah,
had a
we're going to stand on the
semi-automatic
outside."
weapon, and they were way more out-armed than the police were out-armed. So
Okay.
if you didn't have that semi-automatic weapon, that event would have never happened.
Okay, but in a bunch of these cases, the weapon was obtained illegally anyway. So first of all,
Correct. Which is why we shouldn't even be selling them at all,
so if they're
or even have a
obtained,
market
if they're
for them.
obtained illegally, how is more laws going to stop a guy who got a gun illegally anyway?
Because these laws have all worked.
But they didn't already. The laws we have didn't
Every
work
other
to stop
country
it.
that has them has stopped the mass shootings. And you continue to persist in this like it can't be done. And the factual, I mean, you can name Australia, fucking all of Europe,
Australia
right? Like
turned
it's
in under like
fucking all of
500
Europe,
guns.
dudes. Fucking all of Europe. I lived
don't
in
need to swear at
Amsterdam for
us,
3.
but-
Yes, at this point it does come to that because this
And you said you
ignorance
work here?
is
That's
stopping.
really sad, man. We're just students on campus, and you work
But you're
here.
propagating.
But you were just trying to have a
nonsense.
conversation and you're just
Right.
swearing at us.
I don't want to hear this Trump bullshit. Where it's the end
not
of.
talking about
It's the
Trump.
end. It's
Nobody-
the end
you
of.
brought up Trump.
It's end of the PC
You
talking.
brought up Trump.
This is a
I'm not
nonpartisan
going to be
group.
nice about this anymore.
This is
People
a
are dying.
nonpartisan
Never
group.
nice.
People are dying.
You were never nice.
Neither are you. And you didn't bring up any facts.
We
you
never were
spout
swearing at
nonsense.
you at
Dude,
all.
you brought up Trump. I
You
never
are
said one
spouting
thing about
nonsense.
Trump. I'm trying to talk about issues, and then you're like, you don't care about anything, and you just act
You
like
don't
it
have
didn't
any
work.
evidence
I brought
for
up,
the shit that you're spewing.
I'm saying this is
And then
an
when I
issue with
present
the
you with the
mandatory
factual
buyback, you're like, oh,
evidence-
but it worked in here, and I said, but this is why
It
it's
has worked
different here.
everywhere.
Because they had gun
It's
registries.
no different here.
It is different, and I told you why it's
How is it
different.
different?
We don't have a gun registry. Criminals are
All of those can be implemented.
okay, but they're not talking about that. We actually have to talk about, instead of this like emotional, we need to like, you think that I just want people shot
You can
and
take
killed, and that's
whatever you want.
ridiculous.
Here, this is more
And, like,
information
yes,
on
I
the org.
think that there
If you
are
want to get
some
involved, you
things
can
that
fill one
need
of
to be-
these
I never
out.
said that you wanted
We could
people
like
to
add
vote.
you into our group
Every
chat.
single thing that you say is a straw argument.
That we don't
yeah,
have
yeah,
a
just
gun
fill it out
registry,
and
and
we'll
other
take it.
countries that did mandatory buybacks had one already, so
And
they
it
knew who
worked.
had guns because they knew
And it
who had
worked.
guns.
So let's implement both of them.
Yeah, no,
They
you're
knew who
fine.
had guns. So okay, so let's take it a step further. So instead of doing the mandatory buyback first, we're going to do a gun registry first. So the people who are
I
law-abiding
grew up in
citizens.
Ohio. There was a gun registry. Ever since I was 12, there was a gun registry. As soon as my dad got his shotguns, he had a 1-week waiting period, and he had to register that he
I mean,
bought.
that's a state law. I'm not going to say
A
I
lot
know
of
the
states
state-
have that.
It's not in Iowa. I have
well,
my
I was way
concealed
fucking
carry.
behind, isn't it?
I don't know what to tell you, man. I have my concealed carry license. I didn't have to register my guns.
Okay, so that would be in Iowa.
Yeah.
And that would be, in my opinion, that's some pretty gross negligence.
Okay, and you can think that, and that's like totally fine. That's your right to think that. I'm just saying, if we start this gun registry in Iowa, and people who are law-abiding citizens go register their guns, that's great. But the people who are trying to commit crimes, who don't want their guns registered, and there's plenty of people, law-abiding citizens, that don't want their guns registered, and because whatever, and so
You can't just say whatever.
no, I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
saying
They
that's
don't
fine.
want their
I'm
guns
saying that's
registered.
right.
Thanks.
Because people like you have told them if they get their guns registered, then the government's going to come and take away their guns.
That's what you want to do.
I want
Is
to
it
get rid of
not?
assault weapons.
What's an assault weapon?
Don't play this game, man.
No,
you know exactly
no.
what an
And if
assault
you want
weapon is.
any-
No, I don't. Tell me, that's not an actual classification of a firearm. There's semi-automatic rifles.
Golf club, and if you attack someone, it's assault.
Why?
You're the one-
Explain this paradox to me.
Thanks. Have a nice
Why,
day.
when you sign up for the military, do you have to go through special training? You don't just sign up for the military and you get an assault weapon, right? You go through special training.
Well, the weapons used, so like the AR-15, this weapon of war, is not.
It is a weapon of war.
It's
That's what it was
not.
designed. What was it designed to do?
To kill people.
Fast!
Yes.
Right! That's the point.
This conversation's over. If this is how you're going to be, you work at the university. You should not be treating students this way.
You
this is
are
ridiculous.
peddling crap.
We're trying to have a discussion, and you're disrupting the entire IMU, and you work here. That's
You're
ridiculous.
presenting crap.
I'm just sitting
Why
behind
can't I
the
call
table.
you out for your crap? You're part of the call-out culture.
I'm trying to talk to you about
Yeah,
it.
we're
We're
good.
fine.
If
Thank
you
you.
want any more information, we'd be happy to talk to you.
If I don't get yelled, yes.
Yeah.
By people who work
Nah,
at
it's
the
good,
university.
it's
I
good.
know.
Here's
Good, man.
this
I'm
is
just
more
trying to
information on our student org if you'd
What
like
this
to
is
read
for,
it.
though?
Well, we're 4 minutes over when we had the table, so we gotta
We're
find
Turning
out.
Point USA.
Great.
If you want to get involved, you could fill out one of these.
Oh, is that event that was upstairs?
Yeah.
Hey guys, just before you leave this video, don't forget to drop a like and share it. YouTube has completely demonetized this channel, so it means I'm making zero money off of it. If you want to support this channel, go check out the merch store in the description. I've just added a new design called Truth or How Dare You. Thank you for all of your support. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Hello, my name is Jane. I'm social justice waste. Agree with me or you'll be shamed. Hello, my name is Jane. I'm social justice waste.